Hi, this is Rick from Freed From Work, and today I want to tell you about the path that I've chosen to create financial freedom and financial independence. And I think the first thing you have to ask yourself as you're watching this and you're thinking about your life and your path forward is, are you an entrepreneur? But do you want to create something? Do you want to create something where maybe you can be your own boss someday? Now, you may just want to have some supplemental income, or you may want to build your own full-time online business. And so I think before you go very far in this, and as you watch me as on my journey, is ask yourself if that's the kind of person you are. I knew from probably somewhere in my early 20s that I wanted to have my own business and that I wanted to have that financial freedom. I didn't want to work for somebody else. I didn't want to drive in rush hour traffic. I want freedom. So that's the first thing I was thinking of myself is, do I really want to build an online business or be financially free by being an entrepreneur? And yes, the answer for me absolutely was yes. It was easy. One of the second steps was, how do I learn to build this online business? As I progressed through life, then I started thinking more about, online stuff. But it wasn't until my son actually came up with this idea, and he said, "Hey, Dad, there's this awesome website where you can make a lot of money." And he says, it's called Wealthy Affiliate. And I'm thinking, okay, this sounds like a scam. What I did is I jumped in, and this was part of my story about the second step of how you learn to build a business, an online business, a website. And so I jumped in there. I was like, okay, I want to make sure he doesn't get burned. And crazy enough, within a day or two, I was hooked, because Wealthy Affiliate is all about teaching and learning, and there's classes. Every day there's a new class, and there's members putting new classes in. But what I realized there was I loved building websites. So in the first week, actually in the free training on the first 2 days, I had built my first website. Now there's more to it to get better at building websites, but I think within 2 days, I had my first website built. It was a real online site to help people create websites, build websites, learn about all the ins and outs of SEO, which is search engine optimization, and all that goes into it. And so I won't dwell any more on that, but just to say that was what I found and chose to stay with to build a website and YouTube channels and everything else that goes along with it. Well, the third thing I had to really come to grips with was I going to stick with this for the long term? You've always heard this, it's a marathon, not a sprint. It's not about being rich, it's about you having a goal and having a way to get to that goal and learning as you proceed. And do you want to do that? And will you stick with it for more than a year? And that's what you've got to ask yourself, and I did. But it may take a while, and everybody's different. So I can't tell you what that a while is, but I can tell you that my mindset was, okay, I'm in, I'm all in. It doesn't matter how long. That was, I think, step number 3 for me. Well, step 4 and 5 are a bit similar, but it was really, once I decided to do this, how would I keep my priorities straight? And how would I keep spending time with my family, my wife, my kids, friends, have downtime, some free time? How would I balance all this? And I think that's, anybody who's jumping into this, you've got to think about that. Because if you can't answer that question about how you balance everything and take care of other priorities in your life, then you're probably going to fail, because something's going to happen where somebody gets mad, or you're burning the candle at both ends and you can't figure out how to do all of it, and you may just burn out. And that comes up to this other issue, and it's kind of, I think, step 5 for me was burnout and writer's block. And part of that was, do I have a niche? Do I have something that I love doing that I'm going to build that I want to continue writing about and making videos of. And I think you really need to ask yourself that question too if you're interested in that. But I finally found several things that I love doing and I can do forever. So getting down to the final few steps, and this is where I'm currently at. I'm getting success, great things are happening, and now I'm looking and thinking, when am I going to quit my day job? I still think I'm a year or 2 years away. So priority-wise, I have to stick with my job, my day job. I cannot quit my job. I can't go full-time doing this, what I want to do. But that's playing into my thoughts and considerations and plans right now, because some things I can't do till I'm just full on going and have all this time and money. But that's coming up. That's next. Is what does this look like after I quit my job? And a couple of the last few things here is just practical things, because some people, when they make money, they become different. And so I'm really concerned that as I become successful, quit my job, make more money, I want to stay grounded. I want to stay who I am today. And I don't want to just buy everything up and it's all about me. I want to think about other people, not just my family. So those thoughts play into my mind here of what happens when I do get that success I'm looking for. And finally, the last thing I've written down and thought about here is, as I continue on this path, how do I continue learning? How do I continue making adjustments? Because everything I'm thinking about right now that I'm going to do or want to do will change. I am generally on a path, but that path is going to change a little bit. And not just because of things that come into my life, but because maybe I think differently, or I have a different idea, or I want to adjust my plan a little bit. And so these are all the things that I'm thinking about and what I've had to deal with, or mentally for me, what do I need to do? What did I need to do to start taking this journey? And what is this going to look at like? I could have been running my own engineering firm. That was one direction I was going. Now it's going to be more of a myself, and in another website with Mike, and it's with fewer people, and it's online, and there's other things too. Am I going to outsource some things? Am I going to have people write some articles or do some video editing for me? These are all parts of the business that are things that I have to consider coming up, because I can continue doing all of this myself, which everything right now, it's all me. Mike too, on Mike and Rick Outdoors, but my other two websites, it's all the writing, all the articles are me. So that's part of the burnout. How do you deal with all this work, everything that has to be done, taking care of your family, your priorities, your job, and still keep moving forward? But I really wanted to go through mentally and maybe emotionally of the thoughts and what I had to go through to get to where I am today, to where I know where I'm going. And again, like I said in another video, get out of my way, because I know where I'm going and I know what I want. But that's it. That's this path. This is the path I've chosen. The path I've chosen is to build online businesses. So ask yourself the same question. If you're still here at the end of this video, then you probably want to build something, but what does that look like? What do you want to build? And then start thinking about it, start learning, start making a plan, and start moving forward. Well, thanks for joining me here at Freed from Work, and I'll see you in the next video.